Hi, everyone. I'm Meteorologist JD Rudd on this Tuesday afternoon to give you an update of what's happening with the severe thunderstorm situation set up for parts of Kansas and Missouri later on this afternoon. We're going over the latest information coming in from this morning's forecast model runs and what's just been released from the Storm Prediction Center. There will be more updates later on this afternoon. Again, I'm making this video at around noon on Tuesday. There'll be more updates coming across as new information comes out at around 1:30 or 2 o'clock or so later on this afternoon. So use this as a guide. We'll talk a little bit what it is going on, what I expect. I'll try to keep the video somewhat short, but no direct promises there overall. First off, let's talk about what it is that we're going to look at here in this video, what we'll talk about, the latest forecast information for sure, also a timeline of what to expect and where, and then some key points to remember as we go through the day-to-day. Let's start off first, the latest outlook from the Storm Prediction Center out of Norman, Oklahoma. Here is what they are thinking. This is from their 11:30 update. We have, I'm going to refresh this just to make sure we absolutely have the latest. And there it is. So this area, this khaki tan color, that's an enhanced risk. That's about the middle of the road on the severe scale here. You go from marginal, which is pretty low, to high, which is obviously high. This area here, my hometown of Salina, back toward Manhattan, Junction City, back through McPherson, Newton, down to Wichita. That's in a moderate risk zone. That's a higher risk. So think of this kind of like a bullseye or layers of an onion, and it's this area in through here, through Salina, Manhattan, Topeka, most likely going to see the worst of the activity today. And that line actually stretches down into parts of Oklahoma as well, not to leave those folks completely out, but we're going to focus more on Kansas and Missouri for today. So with that said, enhanced risk across Kansas City, St. Joseph, Olathe, Johnson County, moderate risk from Topeka towards Salina down through Wichita. What that all means for us, this is going to be an active, severe weather day in some parts of the area. So with that in mind, here's what to watch out for. Where is the sunshine? That's the biggest thing. We had morning showers and storms this morning, leftover cloud cover. It's one of those days, I say this all the time, the less sunshine we see, the less likely of a chance to have severe weather. Sunshine adds fuel to the atmosphere. Also got to keep in mind the dew point and the temperatures. That's the measure of the oomph available in the atmosphere. The higher the temperature, usually the higher the dew point, and the higher those two values, you've got more juice, you've got more energy to go boom in the atmosphere. Well, you also have to watch out where the initial storms start to form today. That could be an indicator of what's going to happen from then on and may dictate who gets what when later on today. Let's talk about what's happening right now on the satellite and the radar picture. A couple of things to note here. This is from, it looks like a little about, 11:45 or so this morning, a little before noon. So this big conglomeration of clouds you see off in north central, northeastern Missouri, that's the leftovers from the rain and thunderstorms this morning. Already noticed northeastern Kansas, complete clear sky going on there. Then a little bit of cloud cover, some raggedy cloud cover from about Salina down toward the Emporia area. I do expect that to clear more as the day goes on, and then what you have down here in Oklahoma, those are more thunderstorms trying to pop off. What's happening here in west central Kansas? Nothing but sunshine. So, as I said, those areas with sun are likely going to wind up seeing showers and thunderstorms later on today. Let's look at the water vapor. This tells us where the actual energy is in the atmosphere from this counterclockwise swirl that you see here over the Four Corners region. That's a pretty good indicator right there. There's some big energy moving through that area, and it kicks out these little pieces of energy that come shooting up our way. That helps make that lift in the atmosphere, helps give us that oomph as well. And again, all these dynamics coming together for some stronger thunderstorms later on today. Let's look at the radar loop the last few hours here. This goes back to 9:45 through about the 12 o'clock hour, and you can kind of see where those showers and storms have been. I'm going to refresh that, make sure we have the latest there. No ongoing activity across most of Kansas right now. It's the lingering showers and thunderstorms that have moved out from earlier today in the Kansas City metro area. Did produce some golf ball size hail in some areas. Other locales seeing some slightly larger hail this morning, so we're not done. Let's look at a few pieces of forecast information to kind of figure out where it is that we may be heading from here. One of the first things I want to look at is just strictly by the numbers, and this is going to show us the temperature and the dew point for later on today in Kansas City. This is all done in Zulu time. I'm not going to bore you with those details, but basically this is 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 7 o'clock. So notice this indicates the temperature being around 75 or so, the dew point into the 60s. So plenty of fuel there for thunderstorms. Also, this line through here is an indicator by this model. Will it be raining or not? This says yes. Y for yes by about 8 o'clock tonight in Kansas City Metro, just based off that one model. But don't get ahead of me. There's a lot more forecast models to look at here and a lot of variables in this. So stay with me until the end of this video for some very key wrap-up information. This is the 4-kilometer higher resolution NAM forecast model from this morning. This is what it thinks the radar is going to look like at right about now, or excuse me, 1 o'clock this afternoon. 1 o'clock this afternoon. Watch what happens though as we step through this a little bit. This would be by 4 o'clock today. I believe showers and thunderstorms already sparking off northeast of Salina, west of Wichita. Advance it ahead 3 more hours. That would be around 7 o'clock tonight, with some stronger thunderstorms over about the Manhattan area near Junction City, but all is calm and quiet in Kansas City according to this model. Advance you through to about 10 o'clock tonight. Things getting a little closer to Metro Kansas City. This is more over the Topeka area with showers and storms back toward about Pratt, Medicine Lodge, west of Wichita as well. And then 3 more hours ahead, there's midnight tonight, and advance you 3 more hours. It puts that activity in Kansas City at around 3 o'clock in the morning. Here again, this is just one forecast model. So already between these two models, we're seeing a difference of opinion. This one says we've got rain and thunderstorms as early as 8 o'clock. This says it's not till after 10 o'clock tonight. One more different forecast model. This is the HRRR forecast model, the high-resolution rapid refresh. This is designed to pick up on severe weather, and it has a finer resolution. Think of this as like more megapixels in your camera. It's able to see more. This is what it thinks is going to happen at 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, 5 this afternoon. So by 5 o'clock, areas around Salina toward Manhattan, back around Concordia, Kansas, could be experiencing some stronger showers and thunderstorms. Here we go now towards 7 o'clock. There's 8 o'clock, and then by 9 and 10 o'clock with the showers and storms working their way in. Like I mentioned earlier, I think the showers and storms that we had this morning with the cloud cover may actually help out Kansas City Metro from seeing the big-time severe weather. That doesn't mean we won't get some stronger thunderstorms, but that may be a help for us. One more forecast model to look at. This one is the RPM forecast model. We tend to use this on the air a lot, and we call it the PowerCast forecast model in our location. Here's what it thinks happens at around 1 o'clock this afternoon. There's 2, 3, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, we're seeing a little activity there in central Kansas. Let's advance this head a little bit more to 6 o'clock. Things are really picking up. And then by 7 o'clock tonight, this really blows up the showers and thunderstorms. Some very strong returns on the simulated radar here from about just west of St. Joseph down through Topeka, Emporia, Wichita, back around my hometown of Salina. So again, some pretty strong activity if you believe the latest RPM forecast model, really intensifying things at around 10 o'clock tonight, right in the western part of our coverage area, and then moving it through as we go toward about midnight or so tonight. And that leading edge there might be an indicator of some strong straight line wind. And that's one of the things I think on the Missouri side we really have to watch out for later on tonight is the strong straight line wind. The threat for hail and tornadoes may not be as great as straight line wind and a lot of thunder and lightning, not to mention some very torrential rainfall as well. So let's kind of surmise a little bit of this based off what I've seen already and just some ideas here of what may happen today. Of the biggest storms, which again, a lot of those are going to wind up happening across portions of central Kansas. I think of those biggest storms, hail near softball size, not out of the question. Wind gusts over 75 miles an hour and a few large, long-track tornadoes. Again, that would be in central Kansas, the likely area for that, and down into Oklahoma as well, not necessarily in Kansas City. If we refer back to our forecast graphic here, again, that's where we expect the heaviest activities over here in this orange-colored area. You get closer to Kansas City, it should not be as intense, so keep that in mind. A couple of things to talk about here. My personal thoughts on this, I'm willing to bet later on today there is a PDS tornado watch issued for parts of central Kansas. What does that mean? PDS stands for particularly dangerous situation because of the way these storms may form, the type of hail they may drop, and the fact they could produce long-lived tornadoes. I'm willing to bet that we see that form of a tornado watch across central Kansas. It may extend upward to Kansas City, but I wouldn't be surprised if Kansas City and parts of Missouri are put into a thunderstorm watch. At the end of the day, that is not up to us to make that call. The Storm Prediction Center will handle that. I think the best window for severe thunderstorms in Kansas City around 6 p.m. through midnight, and that's if they can materialize and move this way. Again, the showers and storms we had this morning may actually limit that a little bit. In either case, the farther west you live of Metro KC especially, be prepared for rapid changes. Any supercell thunderstorm could produce damage, be it from straight line wind, be it from large hail, or from a tornado. But again, the most likely area for that is going to wind up being west of Kansas City. So what should you do between now and then? Monitor the weather conditions with us. Have a way to get the alerts when they're issued. You know we're going to be on TV, we're going to be on air, we're going to be online, giving you all these updates as needed. Make sure you've got a plan in place for seeking shelter should severe weather hit your area. For example, those who might be more toward the Manhattan, Junction City, parts of central Kansas area, if your kids are in school or something like that, once the watch is issued today, that is kind of your heads up to really start making plans to go get those kids, or maybe to leave work early or something of that nature. Don't wait for a warning to be issued to take that action. Now, should you have severe weather in your area and you can do so safely, we would appreciate your reports, even if it's just a simple tweet. Photos and videos always help more. But again, I don't want you risking yourself, your life, anything else like that to get us a photo. Please just send us a tweet or something of what's going on. Remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. If you can hear thunder, lightning can strike you, and conditions can rapidly change this time of year, so please be alert and be ready. Have a way to get those weather alerts. A weather alert radio is absolutely the best way to get them as soon as they are issued. Also, some refreshers for you here. What is the difference between a watch and a warning? A watch means to watch out. Something bad may happen. A warning is something bad is about to happen. That's your warning to seek shelter, to do something, to take some kind of action. On the grand scale of things, you might see a lot of this popping through Twitter feeds today, on TV crawls. Maybe if you have alerts on your phone, you're going to get watches, you're going to get advisories, and you're going to get warnings. This is the hierarchy here. Considering these three factors alone, a watch is less than an advisory and a warning. A warning is the highest. Again, a warning is your cue that you need to do something, okay? Also, by the way, there are criteria for severe thunderstorms. Some think if it's the amount of lightning or how much thunder they hear, the amount of rain. No, that's not the case. To have a severe thunderstorm, it has to have hail over 1 inch in size or larger, wind over 58 miles an hour, or of course be producing a tornado. Then you have a severe thunderstorm, so keep that in mind. A few other things you could do: charge your cell phones. Make sure they are ready to go in case you have to hide out in the basement for a long period of time. Have that weather alert radio program then ready to go, and make sure you check in with 41 Action News on air, online, and on social media for those constant updates. So again, one more little refresher reminder for you here. The worst of the weather today is expected to be in parts of central Kansas and down to central Oklahoma, all right? As we go closer to Kansas City, we've got the shot at some stronger showers and thunderstorms, but the longer we can keep the clouds in place, the less likely of a chance for that to happen. So, depending upon what side of the coin you're on, if you're wanting storms, then you're rooting for the sunshine. If you don't want storms, you're rooting for the cloud cover. Keep that in mind as we go through the afternoon today. Most likely time frame, again, is going to be after about 4 o'clock or so for most areas. Metro Kansas City after about 6 o'clock. I'll be giving you all kinds of updates and information on social media, especially on my Twitter page, so make sure you keep eyes on that, and of course, I'll make sure you stay informed. Thank you for watching the video. Hopefully this helps answer a few of your questions. I'll try to do a Facebook Live chat later on today to give you updates on that too, just to keep everybody informed and safe as to what's going on. But again, a risk of severe weather today. The worst of it should be west of Kansas City, but as always this time of year, things can change. So stay with us. We will keep you posted. Thank you for watching the video. Have yourselves a great afternoon, and please stay safe.